Hey folks, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever dropped a quarter and thought, meh, just 25 cents? Well, let me blow your mind today. That little coin you might have ignored at the gas station or let roll under the couch cushion might actually be worth over $1 million. Yeah, you heard me right. $1.1 million, for a quarter. Not gold, not platinum, just a plain old 2013 Mint Mark Great Basin quarter. Now before you run to flip over your couch cushions or dig through that jar full of spare change, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. And stick around, because by the end of this video, you're gonna want to go on your own coin treasure hunt. So let's start with the basics. The 2013 Great Basin quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, which the U.S. Mint rolled out between 2010 and 2021. The design on the back celebrates Great Basin National Park in Nevada. You got this gnarly-looking bristlecone pine tree that's been holding on for dear life longer than most of us have been alive. Seriously, some of these trees are over 4,000 years old. Makes your houseplant look like a toddler. Now the one we're talking about today has a little mint mark on the front, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia. Millions of these were made, but not all of them are created equal. Oh no. One of these coins, a 2013 Great Basin quarter, ended up being so rare and so pristine that collectors are throwing down cash like it's the Super Bowl of coin collecting. And that rare gem recently fetched a jaw-dropping $1.1 million in the market. Now, you're probably wondering, what the heck made that quarter worth more than most homes? Well, here's the scoop. This particular coin is believed to have a perfect combination of factors. It's got a mint error that sets it apart from the rest, plus it's in flawless condition. Like, never left the bankroll, kind of flawless. Coin experts call it MS-70, which basically means it's as close to perfect as a coin can get. Now let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at my buddy Jake's garage sale. I was looking through a box of old junk, some bottle caps, a broken yo-yo, a VHS tape of Crocodile Dundee, real treasure. But at the bottom of the box, I saw a shiny quarter. I picked it up, and it was a 2013 Great Basin. My heart jumped. Could this be the one? It wasn't. But that moment sent me down the rabbit hole of coin collecting. I started learning, researching, flipping through coin books like a madman. Now, every time I get change back at the drive-thru, I check my quarters like I'm Indiana Jones inspecting an ancient artifact. The employees probably think I'm nuts, but hey, it's better than handing away $1 million coin with your fries, right? So back to our $1 million quarter. What makes this coin unique, besides condition, is the potential for die errors. That means mistakes during the minting process that make the coin stand out. We're talking double dies, misaligned strikes, off-center images, or even missing elements. These mistakes are like typos in a rare first edition book. Coin nerds, myself included, go wild for them. Now here's something even crazier. Most folks don't even know these coins exist. They're sitting in piggy banks, coin jars, glove compartments. There could be one in your house right now and you wouldn't even know. That's like having a winning lottery ticket and using it to prop up a wobbly table. Second, examine the coin's condition. If it's shiny, no scratches, and looks like it just got born at the mint, you might be onto something. Third, inspect it for errors. You don't need a fancy microscope, just a decent magnifying glass will do the trick. Look for doubling in the text, off-center designs, or any weird anomalies. And hey, if you're not sure what you're looking at, there are great online communities and coin grading services that'll help you out. Now I gotta be honest, chances are you won't find the $1 million unicorn on your first try. But the thrill of the hunt? Oh man, it's addictive. It's like metal detecting, but you don't even need to leave the couch. Just check your spare change and hope for the jackpot. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, here's the bottom line. That 2013 Mint Mark Great Basin quarter might seem ordinary, but under the right conditions, it could be your ticket to becoming a millionaire. All it takes is a sharp eye, a little knowledge, and a dash of luck. And remember, coins like this are out there. They're not myths. They're not urban legends. They're real, and people are finding them. So next time you're handed change at the gas station or pull a coin from the couch, take a second look. That 25 cents could be worth a house. Or two. Or maybe even your dream retirement on a beach in Florida. Just keep your eyes open and your magnifying glass ready, and hey, if you like this video and want more tips, tricks, and crazy stories about coins worth big money, hit that subscribe button. I'm here every week breaking down which coins you need to be checking for and sharing all the strategies that can turn your pocket change into real cash. Don't forget to tap that notification bell too, you don't want to miss a single coin worth collecting. Hey folks, stop what you're doing for just a second and listen closely because I'm about to blow your mind. Somewhere out there, in pockets, jars, couch cushions, and old piggy banks, there's a 2006 South Dakota quarter that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single quarter. 25 cents. Worth more than most people's houses. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions like a madman, stick around because I'm going to walk you through exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and why it might just be hanging out in your change without you even knowing. And hey, I've got a funny little story about how I almost threw away a coin worth hundreds. Trust me, you don't want to miss that disaster. So, let's talk about this 2006 South Dakota quarter. It was minted as part of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. South Dakota's quarter came out in 2006, obviously, and features Mount Rushmore, a pheasant in flight, and some stalks of wheat. Now, the design is cool and all, but here's the kicker, most of these quarters are worth face value. But there's a tiny handful out there that are absolute unicorns. First off, we've got mint errors. These are the holy grail in coin collecting. Sometimes a coin gets double struck, has die cracks, off-center strikes, or even wrong metal compositions. And one legendary 2006 South Dakota quarter was struck on a planchet that wasn't even meant for a quarter. That's like baking a cake in a pie pan and still winning a baking contest. Total fluke, but absolutely valuable. The $1 million coin was struck on a nickel planchet. Yeah. That quarter-size design got smushed onto the wrong metal. It's thinner, lighter, and way off. But it slipped through the cracks at the Denver Mint and ended up in circulation. Somehow, someone caught it and realized they were holding a gold mine. Obvious at first glance. You gotta look close. The weight is off, the edges aren't right, and the color might seem a little strange. If you've got one, don't go spending it on a gas station snack. You might be tossing away your ticket to millionaire status. Okay, quick break from the facts for a little story. A few years ago, I was digging through my old coin jar. You know, the one that's 90% pennies and 10% mystery lint. I found this weird-looking quarter that felt lighter than usual. It had some smudgy edges, and it was a little off-color. I thought maybe I dropped it in coffee or something. I spent it. I bought a pack of gum with that thing. A week later, I saw a video talking about error quarters and nearly had a heart attack. I went back to that store and asked the cashier if they still had it. He looked at me like I'd lost my mind, which I probably had. Moral of the story, check your change, people. It needs to have that little D for Denver on the front, right near Washington's ponytail. No D, no dice. Look for doubling in the letters or design, off-center stamping, or a partial image. Is the reeded edge, those little ridges, missing or incomplete? Another big clue. While even circulated coins can be worth money, uncirculated ones are always more valuable. If you've got one that checks some of these boxes, don't let it go. Have it looked at by a professional coin grader. It might cost you a few bucks to get it certified, but that's a small price to pay if you're sitting on $1 million payday. Let's talk about current market value. That famous error coin from 2006. It sold at auction for $1.2 million. And that's not just some rumor floating around on the internet. That's a legit, documented auction sale. And as more people get into coin collecting, values are climbing. You're not just collecting quarters, you're investing in miniature pieces of history, and look, maybe yours isn't the one. Maybe it's not worth 7 figures. But there are still South Dakota quarters out there selling for hundreds or even thousands just because of minor errors or high-quality strikes. That's why it pays, literally, to pay attention to your change. The 2006 D South Dakota quarter might look like just another shiny disc in your pocket, but it could be your lucky ticket. With the right mint error and a little bit of luck, that simple piece of change could be worth $1.2 million. That's a whole lot of cheeseburgers. Go dig through your coin jar, empty your car's cup holders, and check under those couch cushions. Who knows what you'll find? Just don't spend it on gum like I did. Still losing sleep over that one? And hey, if you want more stories, more laughs, and more ways to spot rare coins worth real money, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and turn on those notifications. I've got loads of tips coming your way on how to build a killer coin collection and maybe, just maybe, strike it rich one quarter at a time. Hey folks, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever looked at a plain old quarter and thought, this little coin could pay off my mortgage, buy me a yacht, and still leave enough for a lifetime supply of beef jerky? No? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the wild world of a very specific coin, the 2008 Arizona quarter. Not just any pocket change, my friend. This bad boy is sitting on a market value of $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1.3 million. That's more than some folks' houses, 3 times the price of a Ferrari, and about the same as a really expensive mistake on eBay. So hang tight, because I'm gonna break down how this quarter went from spare change to super treasure, what makes it so valuable, and how you can check your own stash to see if you've got a millionaire hiding in your junk drawer. Let me take you back to 2008. Gas prices were climbing, flip phones were still a thing, and the US Mint was pumping out state quarters like there was no tomorrow. Arizona got its turn that year, with a pretty neat design, the Grand Canyon in the background and a saguaro cactus standing tall and proud in the foreground. Real southwestern vibes. Now, on most Arizona quarters, everything's where it's supposed to be. Canyon? Check. Cactus? Check. Little Pete mint mark for Philadelphia? Yep, right there on the front. Some of those 2008 mint mark Arizona quarters came out with a wild error. Part of the design ended up doubling. And not just a little bit. That saguaro cactus? It looks like it grew an extra arm or two. Kinda like it mutated into a cactus superhero. The technical term is a die clash, or die break, or even double die, depending on who you ask. Basically, the die used to strike the coin got misaligned or damaged, and bam, you've got yourself a freaky, rare, valuable quarter. Only a handful of these error coins have been found in high-grade condition. One in particular, graded at MS-67 by a top grading service, went on to fetch a jaw-dropping $1.3 million in a private sale. That's right, someone coughed up 7 figures for a coin most people would have used to buy a soda. A few years ago, I was at a yard sale, digging through a box of old board games and VHS tapes. Don't judge me, I love the classics, when I spotted a plastic bag full of state quarters. Mostly face value stuff, but I took them home anyway. I was bored later that night, watching reruns and flipping through coins like a detective in a crime drama. An Arizona quarter. I wasn't even looking for it, just happened to notice the cactus looked kind of funky. I mean, it had more arms than my cousin Larry after 3 Red Bulls. I did a double take, pulled up some pictures online, and nearly fell off my chair. Now, it wasn't the $1 million version, but I did get it appraised and sold it for a couple $1,000. That's still more than enough for a new TV, some tools, and, let's be honest, a bunch of tacos. In jars, drawers, glove boxes, or under the couch cushions, you could be sitting on a hidden fortune. You don't have to be a coin expert. You just have to know what to look for. Flip it over and find the saguaro cactus on the back. Look closely at the area near the cactus arms. If it looks like the cactus has extra arms or weird shapes overlapping the design, you might have a die clash or double die. That's key. These high-value ones come from the Philadelphia Mint, and most importantly, look at the condition. The better shape it's in, the higher the value. If your quarter looks like it went through a blender, it's probably not going to make headlines. But if it's shiny, crisp, and got that weird extra arm thing going on, you could be in business. Oh, and please, for the love of all that is holy, don't try to clean your coin. That's like washing a Picasso with Windex. You'll ruin the value faster than a raccoon in a jewelry store. Coins like the 2008 P Arizona quarter prove that the treasures we're chasing might already be in our pockets. It's not just about luck. It's about knowing what to look for, taking a second to check, and maybe, just maybe, cashing in big. If you're anything like me, you've probably let hundreds of coins slip through your fingers without a second thought. But not anymore, right? Now, every time you get change at the gas station or find a quarter in the couch cushions, you're gonna take a second look, and if you ever find that $1 million quarter, just remember who tipped you off. Now before you run off to raid your coin jar, do me one big favor. Hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell. Leave a comment and tell me what weird coins you found. I've got plenty more stories, tips, and hidden treasure to share with you, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Hey there, fellow coin hunters and curious treasure seekers. Let me hit you with a wild question. What if I told you that a plain OL dollar coin from 1972 could be worth more than your house? Yeah, you heard me right. A 1972 no-mint Mark Washington dollar coin has been turning heads in the collecting world, and it's clocking in at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million on the current market. Now before you start flipping your couch cushions or raiding grandma's piggy bank, stick around. I'm gonna break down exactly what makes this coin so special, how to tell if you've got one, and a few funny twists from my own hunt for hidden coin treasure. Trust me, if you've ever passed up change thinking it's worthless, you might change your mind real fast. Alright, let's dig into this golden nugget of a story. First things first, the 1972 no-mint Mark Washington dollar coin. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait a second, George Washington was on the quarter, right? And yes, you'd be right, but this particular coin is a dollar piece from the experimental run of the Eisenhower dollar series, which began in 1971. Here's where it gets interesting. The $1,972 coin was supposed to have a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco or P for Philadelphia. But in a very rare twist of fate, a small batch slipped out without any mint mark at all. Boom. Just like that, a coin that should have been a plain Jane suddenly became the Beyoncé of dollar coins. Only a handful of these no mint mark coins are known to exist. We're talking rare like a unicorn riding a skateboard rare. Coin collectors lose their minds over this kind of stuff, and the market value reflects that. Today, one of these beauties can fetch up to $1.4 million. Now let me tell you a little story. A couple years ago, I was visiting my cousin up in Michigan. He's got this old school coin jar, like a giant pickle jar full of random change. You know, the kind that's so heavy it could double as a home security system. So we're sitting around bored on a snowy day, and I start sifting through this jar just for fun. And I kid you not, I pull out this dusty OL dollar coin that looked like it had been through a blender. It was a 1972. Now hold up, before you think I hit the jackpot, let me break your heart. I checked it out, and it did have a mint mark. Dang. So close. But ever since then, I've been hooked. That moment showed me just how easy it could be to overlook something worth serious cash. That coin might not have been the $1 million baby, but it started my whole coin collecting obsession. First, check the front of the coin. You should see George Washington's face, of course. Then look right underneath the neck near the rim. That's where the mint mark usually is. If it's missing, no D, no S, no P, you might be onto something big. And I'm not talking about some worn-out coin where the mark's been rubbed off. This no mint mark version was struck without a mint mark from the get-go. Second, the coin's gotta be in good shape. We're talking shiny, little to no scratches, and all the details on George's hair and the eagle on the back still crisp. If it looks like it's been chewed on by a raccoon, chances are it won't fetch that $1 million price tag. Get it authenticated. Don't just throw it on eBay and hope for the best. You'll want to take it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you have, and what it's worth. Now, let's get into the $1 million question. Why is it worth so much? One word: rarity. The coin is like a glitch in the matrix. Collectors go crazy for these minting mistakes. And because the no mint mark version is so limited, every time one pops up for sale, the bidding war turns into something out of a reality TV show. It's not just about age or silver content. It's about scarcity and condition. And when both of those stars align, boom. $1 million magic. The answer is yes. Some of the most valuable coins ever discovered came out of spare change, coin jars, and even pocket lint. People just didn't realize what they had until someone pointed it out. And hey, maybe today's your lucky day. Maybe you've got one of these babies sitting in a drawer right now, quietly waiting to change your life. Don't just check coins from 1972. Mint errors, no mint marks, and rare varieties pop up all over the place. From Lincoln pennies to state quarters, there are hidden treasures all through your loose change. Once you know what to look for, you'll never see pocket change the same way again. That a plain OL 1972 Washington dollar coin, if it's missing a mint mark and in great shape, can be worth a life-changing $1.4 million bucks. That rare coins do turn up in everyday places. That you should always double-check your change, and maybe bug your relatives to let you raid their coin jars while you're at it. And remember, it's not just about the money. It's about the hunt. The thrill of finding something rare. The stories you collect along the way. And if you're like me, it's about laughing at how a snowy afternoon digging through coins turned into a full-blown hobby that makes you check your pockets like a detective at a crime scene. If you enjoyed this video and you're hungry for more tips on coins worth real money, strategies to spot rare finds, and a few more laughs from my own collecting adventures, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap the like and leave a comment if you've ever found a weird coin you couldn't explain. Let's turn those pennies into potential jackpots, one coin at a time. Hey folks, have you ever dropped a quarter and just kept walking like it was no big deal? Well, let me tell you something. After today's video, you're gonna be crawling under your couch cushions, digging through your car's cup holder, and checking that old jar of coins you swore you'd take to Coinstar 10 years ago. Because hiding among all that spare change just might be a 2001 New York quarter from the Philadelphia Mint, and it could be worth $1 million. That's right. $1 million. For a single quarter. Who in their right mind pays that kind of cash for 25 cents? Well, it turns out collectors do, especially when a coin has rare features and historical value. And if you're like me, someone who once accidentally paid for a gas station hot dog with a silver dollar, then you'll appreciate the kind of story we're about to get into. Before we dive into the $1 million details, let me tell you about a little experience I had that made me take coin collecting seriously. So picture this: I'm at a flea market a few years back, just browsing around, looking for some old comic books and probably a funnel cake. I stop by this table with a sign that says, "Coins for cheap." Sounds promising, right? I see a quarter with the Statue of Liberty on it, looks cool, so I ask how much. The guy says, $2. I laugh. He doesn't. I buy it. Turns out it was a 2001 New York quarter with a die error, sold it later for over $500. That, my friends, is the moment I became a coin nerd with a funnel cake in one hand and a profit in the other. Alright, let's break down this legendary coin, the 2001 New York State Quarter. First things first, this quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. The New York Quarter was the third coin released in 2001, and it shows the Statue of Liberty in front of an outline of New York State, with a line tracing the Hudson River and Erie Canal. Pretty neat design, especially if you're into landmarks and state pride. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most of these coins are worth, well, 25 cents. But a small handful are not your average laundry day quarters. A few 2001 New York quarters have some wild minting errors that make collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. We're talking misstrikes, off-center errors, double dies, and even coins struck on the wrong planchets. That's coin speak for the wrong type of blank metal disc. The $1 million version of this quarter? It's one with multiple rare errors. Experts say only one or two exist in this pristine condition. It was struck with a dramatic double die on both sides, has a unique metal composition mistake, and is graded at the highest level, MS 70. That's Mint State 70, a perfect coin. Flawless. Basically the supermodel of quarters. Now, a coin like this doesn't show up in your pocket change every day. But guess what? One collector did find theirs in a roll of quarters they picked up from their local bank. Just imagine going to the bank, asking for a $10 roll of quarters, and finding one that could buy you a whole house. Maybe two. With a pool. Let's talk a bit about value. In typical circulated condition, your 2001 New York quarter is worth face value. But in mint condition, maybe a couple bucks. If it's graded MS 65 or higher, you might fetch $20 to $50. Not bad. But the dream scenario? That $1 million variety. The Holy Grail. That one's been authenticated, certified, and is considered a national treasure by collectors. Last reported market value? A solid $1 million. Yeah, I'd take that over a scratch-off any day. Doubled images, off-center design, weird coloring, or edges that look strange. Step 3, consider getting it professionally graded. This can make a huge difference in its value. You can send it to a service like PCGS or NGC. Don't spend it on vending machine snacks. Please. Now, some people might think this is all just hype. But coin collecting is big business. There are auctions all the time where coins go for 5, 6, 7 figures. And these aren't all ancient Roman coins or colonial-era pennies. Sometimes, they're coins made in our lifetime. Coins we used to skip across a pond or throw in a tip jar. Let me share another quick story. My cousin, who always thought my coin collecting hobby was just old guy stuff, called me in a panic one day. He'd found an odd quarter in his junk drawer and wanted to know if it was worth anything. I told him to send a photo. It was a 2001 New York quarter with what looked like a major die clash. I said, "Don't touch it with your bare hands, and don't clean it." He ignored me, scrubbed it shiny with toothpaste, and mailed it to a dealer. It came back worth about $10. If he hadn't cleaned it, it could have been worth hundreds. The moral of the story? Treat your coins like fine wine and grandma's china. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby anymore. It's a real opportunity for treasure hunting. And it's fun. There's something about the mystery of it all. You never know what's sitting in that bowl on your kitchen counter. That 2001 quarter might be the $1 million lottery ticket you didn't even know you were holding. The next time you're digging through your change for parking meter coins, take a closer look. That 2001 New York quarter might just have a P on it and a few quirky features that turn it into a jackpot. And don't roll your eyes at that pile of coins your grandma left you. Start checking them. You could be sitting on a gold mine. Or at least a very valuable piece of nickel and copper. If you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just want more tips on how to spot valuable coins, hit that subscribe button. I'm always sharing the latest info on coins that are worth way more than you'd expect. We're talking pocket change that pays for vacations, cars, and in rare cases, mansions. Leave a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin, or if you're now inspired to go rummaging through your coin jar. Trust me, it's more exciting than you think. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep your eyes on your quarters, your coffee strong, and your sense of humor intact.